Patrick Swayze, the heartthrob of women everywhere in the 1980s and 1990s. Not many people know about Patrick Swayze other than his built body and his chiseled muscles. And then you could count on seeing him shirtless in almost every movie he was in. Here's what women everywhere wanted their significant other to look and act like. Believe it or not, but there are more reasons to remember Patrick Swayze than just for his looks and acting. In fact, Patrick Swayze is one to remember for 3 reasons. 1, Patrick Swayze was talented. 2nd, Patrick Swayze loved his ranches. And 3rd, Patrick Swayze was a strong cancer fighter. Patrick is above normal Hollywood talent. Yes, he had a good body and pretty face and could act, but his real talents were things he learned while he was growing up that you can see in his movies. Patrick Swayze was talented. According to the biography of Patrick Swayze, found on BioTrue Story, as a child he was involved in many activities. Patrick's mom, Patrick Swayze, was director of Houston Jazz Ballet Company. This is where Patrick took dance lessons starting at the age of 3. As a young child, he enjoyed singing and playing the piano and guitar. Since he was being bullied in junior high, he started taking martial arts classes. During high school, he was pretty much in everything, including ice skating, boxing, gymnastics, and school plays. He was awarded 2 scholarships, one for acting and one for athletics. He chose athletics but left school 2 years later to tour with Disney on Parade ice show. He played Snow White's Prince Charming. He returned home to help his mom with ballet and fell in love with one of the students, Lisa and Mimi. After graduating, Lisa moved to New York with Patrick. They were soon married after that. According to Broadway.com, a website devoted to informing people of when and where Broadway shows are showing, as well as the latest Broadway news, Patrick went to the Harkness Ballet Theater School in New York. That is where he got his first big little break. While he was at the Harkness Ballet Theater School, he was hired to be the principal at Elliott Feld Ballet Company. He then found Broadway and was involved in 2 Broadway productions before going to Hollywood. Although he was involved in many small roles in the 1980s, it wasn't until 1987 where he got his big break with Dirty Dancing. During Dirty Dancing, between doing his own stunts and all that dancing, he found time to write a song for the movie. He wrote and sang the song She's Like the Wind, which he said was for his wife. The next talent came in the movie Ghost, where he made every woman cry like a baby and wish whatever man they ended up with would somehow be like Patrick Swayze. Finally, in Roadhouse, one sees the martial arts that Patrick learned as a child come through in the play. Patrick Swayze was one talented man. When one watches Patrick's movies, one can see how his talents directly went into the movie. While Patrick became famous for dancing and acting, he didn't like the limelight. Him and his wife bought 2 ranches, one in New Mexico and one in Texas. Patrick loved his ranches. According to BioTrue Story, Patrick and his wife were unable to have children, and this left the animals to fill that gap. Patrick and Lisa had 2 ranches. The one in Mexico is a 17,000-acre working horse and livestock ranch in the Santa Fe Mountains. Together, the Texas and Mexico ranch breed horses, most of the horses being Arabian Egyptians. The locals loved Patrick. They could see him flying over the ranch in his private jet and told many friends it was his favorite place to be. Patrick Swayze wanted his ashes spread over the New Mexico ranch. He named the Ranch of Happy Days. He turned it into a wildlife preserve and a timber farm, so he could be a cowboy. When Patrick died in 2009, his wife Lisa spread his ashes on his favorite spot to sit and watch his horses. On the official Patrick Swayze International fan page, there's a list of charities that Patrick and Lisa support and that fans can donate to. They love animals so much that under the heading, there is no specific animal charity. It just states any and all animal charities. Patrick cared for his ranches and animals like he would for a child. The animals and his wife are the things that helped him while he was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. Patrick Swayze is a strong cancer fighter. Found on Patrick's wife, Lisa's, official webpage is a link to the Purple Page. There she talks about what it was like finding out that Patrick was more than likely going to die and the terrible odds that he was fighting against. For instance, in 2011, approximately 44,000 people were diagnosed and only 38,000 will die. The average life expectancy after diagnosis is only 3 to 6 months. Survival statistics have not changed in over 40 years, and in 2009, the National Cancer Institute only spent 2% of their budget on pancreatic research. Finally, of the 5 major cancers, it's the #1 killer. Although in the end Patrick died, he lived 4 to 7 times longer than the average life expectancy. He was diagnosed in 2008 and died September 14, 2009 after a 20-month battle. Quote from Patrick Swayze, "When those you love die, the best you can do is honor their spirit for as long as you live. You make a commitment that you're going to take whatever lesson that person or animal was trying to teach you, and you make it true to your own life. It's a positive way to keep their spirit alive in the world by keeping it alive in yourself." End quote. This is from the memoir, The Time of My Life, that he co-wrote with his wife, Lisa. He kept every window open, trying to beat this disease. He even did experimental medicines, but nothing worked. Lisa has been an active supporter in the fight against pancreatic cancer. She has links to up-to-date information where one can donate if they would like to. She also shares the news that the Stanford University has a research fund in Patrick's name. Patrick Swayze is a strong cancer survivor. Although the odds told the future of Patrick Swayze, he left a massive impact by giving people who have been diagnosed with terminal cancer hope to keep living and that anything is possible. While many of you know about Dirty Dancing, there's so much more to watch from Patrick Swayze. His 3 most famous movies, Dirty Dancing, Ghost, and Roadhouse, were all done around the same time. If one takes time to watch them, one can see how Patrick's many talents have played a role in each movie. Although he was taken away too early, he showed us all not to let anything get us down and to live to the fullest. Patrick Swayze is one to remember because Patrick Swayze is very talented, Patrick Swayze loves his ranches, and Patrick Swayze is a strong cancer fighter.